almost over and summer road trips are on the horizon. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do. Mullen's lot is full of great vehicles to take, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride. Summer road trips are just around the corner. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Look at your car. It's filthy and probably has a few dings and nicks all over it. Don't be that guy. Get it upgraded and repaired at Renew Your Auto. At Renew Your Auto, they offer tons of services: ceramic coating, window tinting, paintless dent repair, washes and details, bed liners, body shop, and more. Where can you go to get services like that all in one place? Schedule your appointment today at renewyourauto.com. See what Renew can do for you. Joe & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast, lunch in May. Try their pesto cream cheese on any breakfast sandwich. And try the Karma Latte. As 10% of proceeds go to its mentoring program. Locations in Lincoln and one in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. That wasn't what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely back in the future.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Sand Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills has filled hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
NASCAR is known for fast cars, roaring action, and big bucks. The Nebraska Lottery's NASCAR Powerball Playoff promotion all three, especially the bucks. Until May 30th, buy a Powerball ticket with Power Play or Double Play, enter the voucher number, and you could be one of 15 winners of $1,000 and the chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship Weekend. Enter today.
Chronic pain stuck with. Motionless narrative 9 years changing lives. The team is trained in the most pain relieving techniques and ways, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and we are celebrating a record sales month in April, and we're going to let it roll and crank up in the month of May. We have some big discounts and special interest rates going on this month on selected new in-stock Sierras and Silverados. Buy a new Silverado or Sierra, get $3,000 off or 1.9% interest. You heard right, $3,000 off or 1.9% interest. We have outstanding specials on all of our new and pre-owned GM certified units. So stop on in and see us or check us out online at couplecars.com. You'll be glad you did. New discount, must trade in and finance with the roof credit.
It's May, and that means the school year is almost over and summer road trips are on the horizon. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motor Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride. Summer road trips are just around the corner. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, fast pace with growth, innovation, and leading. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
To the with AD and former all-national champion, speaker and author Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history. We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
Brought to you by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we are back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Tuesday. We are back. Birthday week is officially over. Thank goodness, thank goodness, thank goodness.
So now you wanted the birthday week to stop?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Make it end.
Maybe you're getting too old to have a whole entire week.
Yeah, I just think when I had it a month.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think how I made it through, but I don't think it was just.
Birthdays are meant to be celebrated on your birthday.
Yeah, that might have to be done.
Oh, wow.
Well,
how about this?
Well,
last week he was so dead set on, I can't believe AD won't let me have a month.
Yeah, I know. And now I've changed. But now I'm thinking that what I think's what's going to happen is I'll give it a year, I'll reload, and then next year I'll do it again.
You'll be celebrating out by yourself.
Yeah.
No, that one's going to be on a beach somewhere.
50th. There we go.
Yep.
That's right.
That one's going. I'm going all in on that one. I don't know what I did on this one. Good Lord.
Sounds dangerous, Raff.
Nick, what didn't sound dangerous was the wedding, man, that you went to. That looked like that was a good time, man.
Shout out to two of my best friends. Now Derek and Emma Colbush. They got married on Saturday, and just a huge shout out to them. I mean, just an awesome wedding. And it was a lot of fun.
Did you dance?
I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where was it at?
So it was the wedding. The actual wedding was at the Newman Center downtown, and then the reception was at the Del Rey.
Nice.
So yeah, so it was good. Had a nice little party bus after the wedding. We didn't. It was kind of a shell shock because all of us that were in the wedding stayed in an Airbnb on Friday night, and the photographer showed up at the Airbnb at 8:30 a.m. the following morning, and the wedding didn't start until 2. And so we had pictures scheduled at like 10:45 or 11, but she showed up, and we were all just sitting on the couch watching Big Ten baseball's tournament. And she knocks on the door, and my buddy Derek, who's the groom, or who's the groom, was like, "Well, guys, photographer's here. We better get ready." And so we all had to rush to get our suits on, and we were just hanging out. We did the same exact thing, just in our suits, so they could take pictures of us.
Nice.
See, I've never understood.
So,
this is just neither here nor there when it comes to it, but most of the time the ladies want to do theirs later, because makeup, getting their hair done.
Yep.
Guys can throw their tuxes on
100%,
10 minutes or less.
100%. I mean, frankly, I was surprised that we were up at 8:30 a.m. that morning. And then, we got ready to go, and it was fine after that. But I mean, just beautiful weather. It was a perfect 2 days for a rehearsal and a wedding reception. And it was a blast. It was so much fun.
Yeah. I'm at that stage in life now to where, I'm not going to many weddings.
Yeah.
It's either right now, it's usually, my buddies' kids' weddings now. Yep. But when I was your age, Nick, it was like there was a dang wedding every other weekend.
I got 4 in the next.
I'm knocking on wood for you, AD. You might be coming into that time of your season again here in a few years.
Well, yeah. But I've had a hiatus for 25 though. I mean, it was like every other weekend there was somebody's wedding.
I got 4 in the next 5 weeks, and I'm in 2 of them.
See, that's the talk I'm talking right there.
Yeah, that's
I mean, my kids start getting married. I mean, that's just my kid.
Yeah.
But instead of your buddies get married, your other buddies get married, your college team, I mean, it was just boom, boom, boom. You think about it. I don't know about you, Nick, but I have a lot of money at 22, 23 years old. I'm like, okay. And then you get some of those tuxes at the time were running a lot of money. You guys, you keeping yours, right? It's a regular suit,
yeah,
right?
I was gonna say, thankfully, we all kind of voted on whether or not we had the choice, but we all had to make one universal decision of us in the bridal in the wedding party whether or not we wanted to rent our tux or buy our tux. And shout out to Mr. M. Sood and all the folks at M. Sood's Clothiers.
Awesome.
They're a part of the station. So huge shout out to them for hooking us up. Highly recommend go anywhere. If you need to go somewhere, go to M. Suits Clothiers for your suits, because man, that place, they hooked us up well. So we all look sharp. Man. We all look sharp. So
they got great gear. To the text line, I'm putting it out there. What was the most? What was the most? I'm going to say this. What was the funnest thing you did over the break? The 3-day break. Funnest thing you did. Funnest thing you did, Nick?
Oh, it's got to be the wedding. It's got to be the wedding.
Raff, what about you?
Funnest thing that I did over the break. Oh man, there was so much stuff. I think taking a nap yesterday was.
Did you guys hit the links this weekend?
Played twice.
Oh wow, how'd we do?
You know, I played decent on Saturday morning. Yeah. Yesterday, I did not want to be out there at all. Yeah. No, I thought about canceling. Literally, I was like AD and Raff and Lil Keita, y'all go ahead. But it was hanging out with the boys though. Still, you know, my sons, Raff, regardless of how the time was, hanging out.
I spent Sunday and Monday at the pool the entire day. So
that's right. The pools are open.
If I were to,
did you jump off high dive?
No, so Kyla's neighbor has a pool, and we play pool volleyball the entire time, and I got toasted on my front. So if I were to take my shirt off, which I'm not going to, you would see all red, no white.
So when you're at the pool, do you keep a shirt on or you take it off?
I take a shirt off.
Yeah.
You
can do that.
I don't do swim shirts.
You know, I want to say the word. Two things that I did not enjoy, but one was therapeutic. Well, one, I had a driveway full of dirt.
I saw
that was hauled in, and mulch. So little AD comes and attacks some of it. Helps Brooke out for some berm thing she's built in the backyard with some other trees in it. So we helped knocked out some of that thing, the dirt part. But I had mulch that was a mile high. And so yesterday I get home from golfing and I start about 3:15. And dude, I think I finished up when it was all said and done. Mulch, dirt, clean up, about 6:45. So this morning, the only thing that's hurting though, my lower back's a little tender, but my hands. Yeah, I'm lifting. Weights are different to where you're gripping a shovel.
Yep.
Dude, I probably had 25 wheelbarrow loads of mulch.
There was a lot.
There was a lot. I mean, it like covered probably, I don't know, a lot of my driveway. Let's put it that way.
Every time I pull them, AD, got some dirt out in your lawn on your driveway. Like, yeah, I know. And then yesterday, the picture comes across. I'm like, holy cow, he did all that. I was like, all right.
A lot of it was called stress work. And emotion work, because I was thinking about my daughter. I'll talk more about that. And it's just like I got to do something I can find my mind. You know, work does that. Scaper says, "Tell AD we're hiring."
That's awesome.
Yeah, man, I do that once a year maybe. Chase B, congrats to you though, man. He goes, "I got less than a year to my wedding, and it's going to be the most stressful day I can tell already." Chase B, all I can tell you, man, is relish it,
enjoy it,
because it will be stressful. But I'll tell you this. The chances of all those people being in the same room at the same time again, most likely it won't be a joyous occasion. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I could be wrong, but usually it's very rare that you get those same people in the same room at the same time, celebrating you and all eyes on you and your significant other. So keep that in mind. Folks, this is The Drive. It seems like it's been like a month and a half since we've been in here. Yes. But we got plenty of news that's not forever. That seems like it's been here forever because there's some news at NBA. We got some NFL talk. Husker baseball is now over. What about next year? Are we tired of saying that? Or we can really say, what about next year? This is The Drive. We got Nick in the house, AD, and Raff as well. This is The Ticket. Be right back.
Sales Global is higher out of new openings in sales, traveling support, software, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with innovation and leading-edge technology. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today. It's a job.
That means the horizon. Stop some and do it now. The Motors lot is full great to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride. Summer road trips are just around the corner. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure, your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right, and wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com. Celebrate the start of June in style with two great drinking events in Lincoln. First, this Friday, come down to Beer House's grand opening as they show off their expansion to double the size of their building. The party starts at 3 p.m. with live polka music starting at 7. And on Saturday, make plans to head on over to Sideshow Spirits and Cider for the first annual Nebraska Whiskey Carnival. Enjoy local Nebraska distilleries and their spirits, vendors, and more. Event starts at 3 p.m. Buy your tickets ahead of time at sideshowspirits.com.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It's so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Several irrigation contractors in Lincoln go out of business every year, leaving sprinkler system orphans begging for service. The folks at Judson Irrigation shed a tear for these little fellas. They've been coddling these orphans for more than 40 years. From redesign, repairing, replacing, and restoring, remember the Judson Irrigation Orphanage.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance, no premium costs with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and we are celebrating a record sales month in April, and we're going to let it roll and crank up in the month of May. We have some big discount rates going on this month on selected new in-stock Sierras and Silverados. Buy a new Silverado or Sierra, get $3,000 off or 1.9% interest. You heard right, $3,000 off or 1.9% interest. We have outstanding specials on all of our new and pre-owned GM certified units. So stop on in and see us or check us out online at cobblecars.com. You'll be glad you did. New discount must trade in and finance with the Roof Credit.
Your home's your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate, no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Tuesday. Nebraska baseball done for the year. Over.
Dunzo. I mean, we didn't get to talk on Saturday morning. Just an incredible performance by Will Walsh on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Night. The Will Walsh complete game shutout was, you gave Nebraska a chance, right? We talked about the pitching so much. You gave Nebraska a chance to compete on Saturday, and unfortunately, they fell 4-0 on Saturday, or 4-2.
4-2.
4-2
They
on
almost,
Saturday.
Max Anderson almost
Yeah.
brought it to life there for a second.
And that 9 p.m. if necessary game was going to be electric if Nebraska could have gotten there, because that would have given people enough time to be like, you know what, let's make a trip.
Let's go down and support.
Let's make a trip.
Well, Max Anderson, Bill, obviously Will Walsh, I almost said Bill Walsh.
Bill
Walsh, show my age. They're both named to the 2023 Big Ten baseball all-tournament team. And Anderson hit 444 at the tournament. 8 hits in 4 games. When I see Junior, but we know he's gone. Mac Anderson is gone. Of course, Bryce is going to be gone as well. Walsh went 2-0 in 10.2 innings of work in the tournament. Walsh posted a .00 ERA and 8 strikeouts while on just 5 hits. Let me ask you guys, man. And I want to put this out to the text line too. I'm going to read some more of your texts of the weekend. Was this season a stepping stone or a stone in the shin? I would say. What would you say?
Go ahead, Raff.
Stepping stone or a kick in the shin?
Because I know my answer.
I want to think that it's a stepping stone, but unfortunately, I think the people that we're going to lose going to be back in the same situation. I think again next year you're going to have to find a few hitters and you're going to have to find some pitching. So unfortunately, I think it's not a stepping stone.
So the way I look at this here, I'm similar because just going through the roster, you're going to lose Max, Bryce, Emmett, and Jace Kaminska to the draft. Kaminska maybe gets drafted. He's the question mark. You're going to lose Charlie Fisher, Garza, Shea Shanneman, Casey Burnham, Jake Buns, Kyle Perry, Griffin Everett, Efrain Cervantes, Mason Ornelas, and Luke Sartori to graduation.
Yeah, and that's not even counting the old transfer portal.
There are 42 guys on the roster. There's 14 of those that I just named right there. Normally, just baseball teams in general will probably cut, close to double-digit guys, 5 to 10 guys, somewhere in that number. You have to replace your first baseman, your second baseman, your shortstop, your center fielder, your Friday night starting pitcher, your Saturday night starting pitcher, 3 quality relievers, your backup third baseman, backup catcher, and backup infielder. That's what you have to replace. Now, obviously, through the transfer portal, we've seen it. They also have a talented rookie class coming in, but a lot of new guys.
Yeah.
A lot of new guys. Nebraska's already found their next starting shortstop in Dylan Carey. He's going to make the transition from third base to shortstop next year. But I look at this season as a ginormous missed opportunity.
True.
You think about, guys, back in 2021 when Nebraska won the Big Ten regular season championship, and they had 1 second-round pick on their team, and it was Spencer Schwellenbach. One had a lot of experience around him, but one second-round pick. Those just don't grow on trees, especially in the Big Ten, right? And now you had 2, and you're not playing in a regional. And it's not, you're not playing, not because you didn't have a quality performance in the Big Ten conference, but you're not playing because there were so many midweek games and so many bad losses that absolutely butchered your RPI that by the end of the season, you had no hope other than just winning the tournament. It's just, I look at it as a missed opportunity. Now, once again, they have a lot of good recruits coming in. But as you said, transfer portal, as you guys know, can help out but it also can
Yeah,
hinder
there could
you
be
because
like
you could also have guys
4 or 5
that
guys that decide they don't want to be here.
You
no
could
more.
also have a lot of your younger guys that you were banking on being here next year decide to move on.
Yeah.
And so, exit meetings. Now, one thing I will say, Will Bolt said this on Saturday. If I can pull up the quote here again. He said, among the to-dos and among the things to do ahead for Nebraska is build better pitching depth and a deeper roster, allowing for more position player rest. Bolt said this quote, rest assured, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that we get to that point. I don't know if that means coaching changes. I don't know what that means. I would expect maybe some changes. I don't know. Like maybe the same guys are there, but a shuffle of roles. I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
So,
it's Walsh became the first player in program history to toss a complete game shutout.
Yep.
With that being said, and you can hear Will Ball, just even that comment there. I think everything's on the table.
Oh yeah,
I think everything's on the table. From coaches to obviously roster change, that's going to happen no matter what.
Yeah.
That's going to happen. Elise in Illinois says the season was more frustration, disappointment. Sanderson says definitely a kick in the shin. UNO, Creighton, North Dakota State, South Dakota State. You can't lose to those teams consistently. Have a good season. You just and Sanderson's right on. It's like what you've said, Nick and Raff. You said, and those are the text line. Those, and we were saying this 2 months ago. Those midweek games will come back and bite you in the tail, and it puts you in a position to where you have no wiggle room. I mean, that's a lot of pressure. You have to go in and win the Big Ten tournament just to get in. Yep. Maryland, some of those other teams, Iowa, I mean, they were playing with house money, but it shows you their poise, though. They played like they had to win. Yeah. That's what shows you the difference in programs at this point right now. And I would just even say top teams from other teams, you play like you still have to play to get in. Yeah. There's no, I'm just going to coast. Now, you may rest a few pitchers, which you have to do regardless if you're playing to get it or not, but they just still played with a lot of poise. Those top teams still did. Nebraska, I guess, has to get to the point to where we don't have to win the whole dadgum thing to get into the tournament. And you do that. One of the ways you do that, obviously, your pitching staff improve. And number two, you don't lose to the teams that we just mentioned earlier in the year and then wonder why your RPI is so low. And then you have to do almost the unthinkable. Or I'm not going to say unthinkable because they just won it a couple of years ago. But you have to do so much work just to get in.
Well, and I think when you look at the Big Ten tournament, guys, after looking at the field of 64 for the NCAA regionals, I'm pretty sure Nebraska has only played 4 of the teams in the bracket. And against those teams, they're 4-8. Mm. And so, they beat Vanderbilt once, they lost to Iowa 3 times, they went 1-4 against Maryland, and then 2-1 against Nicholls State. So, with that in mind, it goes back to this idea of you got to beef up your schedule when you're in the Big Ten, right? In the front, and Nebraska's done a better job of that. Nobody expected Ole Miss to just completely miss the tournament a year removed from their national championship win. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, you play Vanderbilt once, which is great, but that's why you need to go play and win or at least compete against San Diego. Or you can't come back from San Diego and be 0-3-1. Mm-hmm. Like you can't tie. You can't. So it's just super frustrating because you want to beef up your schedule in the front half. But part of being a Midwest team, I suppose, is that you're just maybe not ready or you're a little bit behind schedule when you're in the colder weather states. And so how do you fix that? I don't know. I could also see potentially new facilities coming down the road for Nebraska. I think they need I think that when they went down to Arkansas in 2021, Will Bolt was not shy of like, okay, if Nebraska wants to be a national powerhouse or nationally respected in baseball and softball, right? Because they're right there. It makes so much sense just to combine them. These are the type of facilities that we need. We need these SEC type of facilities. Well, guys, Arkansas just announced plans for a $98 million baseball expansion.
Yeah, and you look at Arkansas too. I went down to Arkansas probably 15, 16, 17 years ago, and Arkansas's facilities were what Nebraska's are right now. And since then, Arkansas has boom, 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 and kept on adding things and adding things. And Nebraska's been pretty much stagnant ever since what is the Erstad building, or what is the?
Well, it's the Gordon complex.
The Gordon complex.
Gordon,
sorry.
The Gordon.
Yeah. But that's been probably like 6-7 years ago since that, and there's been nothing, ever. So yeah, if you're going to be competitive, you've got to, especially being in the Midwest, you need indoor facilities because you can't get outside.
Yeah. Well, I'm also curious. Like, I don't know where they'll build them, because I don't know if you just completely tear down the Gordon. I don't think you do that, but I'm not sure where you build it. I mean, do you go into the parking lot over the right field fence? But then you also have to make sure that it's convenient for your home dugout, right? Because you want clubhouse, you want all this stuff.
Heck with it, tear down PBA.
Right. You need to, exactly. you want to have it convenient for all these things that you need it for.
Yeah.
So you don't want to have to walk from right field all the way to your third base dugout every single time. So I don't know. I think that really kind of opened my eyes to the work Nebraska needs to do on both baseball and softball, because out of the Big Ten programs, you're one of the more invested teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's you now. Iowa and Maryland obviously is in it, and Michigan, right? And maybe year-to-year basis, somebody might throw their name in the hat there too as well. But routinely, Nebraska is one of the more bought in baseball programs in the Big Ten Conference. So looking past the Big Ten, and how do we get to national respect? A place also, here's the thing, Haymarket Parks and Hawksfield, not the newest place.
No.
It needs some updating.
Yeah.
It needs a facelift. You can still keep the roots, right?
Yeah.
Just provide a facelift. Why? Because when that one time comes, or the 1 year happens where you're able to maybe host it and you're in that conversation, they're going to look at your facility.
Yep.
They're going to look at your facilities. They're going to look at your downtown. You're going to look at their hotels. What are your accommodations? And say, all right, Nebraska Lincoln's got it locked up. They got how many hotels now with the Holiday Inn now down there in the Haymarket? You have obviously the Courtyard. You have the Hyatt Place. You have the you have all these hotels. It's right off the interstate, so it's super accessible for folks to get into. And it's a nice, easy place to go watch a ball game.
Yep.
And so I just think there's a couple things cosmetic-wise that Nebraska may need to do, but you also got to win baseball games.
What you just said, everything you both said is right up, is right on par. Then Nick, what you closed with that, what I was going to open with, win games.
Yeah.
Because here's the reality: people are reluctant to open the checkbooks open
100%.
when they see seasons that are kicking the shin. It's kind of like, okay, so we give you more money for the same result. When people see him, people will get by. You think about this. There's a reason why in 96, 97, you started seeing those huge scoreboards added to the stadium. You started hearing stadium expansion. The facilities improved. Why? Because we won championships. Now, I'm not saying, it doesn't hurt. I'm not saying the Nebraska baseball team has to go back-to-back, Big Ten champs or national champs, but you at least have to be in contention.
Well, I think a perfect example is there was a pretty good crowd on what was it, Thursday night? Last Thursday night for the Maryland-Nebraska game that ended on a walk-off home run, that it was like, give this, and this is the same for every sport, give this fan base an ounce of winning.
Yeah.
And they're going to show up in full force. And somebody says on the text line, national respect, maybe we have to start beating UNO first.
Unknown texter is spot on.
I get that.
You can't lose to North Dakota State, South Dakota State, freaking UNO again. You have to win those games for checkbooks to open up.
I also think there is some ability, though, that with having facilities and a cosmetic, like the things that people don't think matter.
Yeah.
Those are the things that might put you in the conversation for players that are deciding between Vanderbilt, Arkansas, Nebraska. Because right now they're going, all right, Nebraska's in the Big Ten. These guys are in the SEC. Nebraska won't ever be able to do anything about being in the Big Ten Conference. Yeah. So that's why you got to step up your game outside of that.
Yeah.
And say, now, once again, Nebraska and Lance Harvell, Will Bolt, they've done a fantastic job of getting recruits, right? And they've also done a pretty good job of developing the guys as well. Max Anderson, Bryce Matthews are two great examples of the plate with Lance Harvell. You have Cade Povich, who is now, dealing in the minor leagues on the pitching staff. Obviously, Schwellenbach was a good one as well. So, like, you look at these things that Nebraska can control, and it's obviously winning. I get that. But past the winning, because that's just such an easy answer at times, it's facilities, it's just being able to compete and also being willing to make changes when you need to, right? As from a coach, we saw it with Fred Hoiberg and the men's basketball team. You can't be stubborn in your ways. We've seen it both hands. Think about that, guys. We've seen it both sides of that. With the football team, one side.
We've seen it football, and basketball.
Yeah, but football was too stubborn to change, and basketball was okay. We're gonna try this one thing that does not fit at all, and one of the coaches is still here. So,
there's going to be a lot of off-season changes that'll take place in Nebraska to hopefully get them set up pretty soon. Not pretty soon, next year. To less kicks in the shin. That it's just such a deflator to your season when you go back and analyze everything 100%. And you look at that, what could have been, but aren't we tired of saying what could have been?
Yes.
Unknown texture just put on there. It just goes, the baseball team was the last hope of men's sports that were supposed to be really good this year. And, you look across the spectrum and if you're Trev, you're thinking, okay, we're on this juggernaut with football to see what happens. Basketball, we're still seeing what's going to happen. Now, baseball is a similar position, so that's why we listen. That's why we watch. That's why we're on the radio as well, folks. We'll be back with some history, some Husker talk, NBA, NFL as well. We got Nick in the house, Raff in the house, AD's here. We are on the ticket. Be right back.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires young people for success. More about involved in the organization and the success 7 to 8 p.m. Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Babe, pack your bags. We're going to Vegas.
Vegas?
We just got the estimate from the wedding caterer, and we're going to have to elope.
Actually, Members Owned Credit Union is offering no-fee home equity lines of credit. We can borrow what we need with equity from the house.
Wait, so we can keep the bacon wrap dates for the cocktail hour?
We can keep the bacon wrap dates. From wedding bells to trekking the globe and everything in between, capture your dreams your way with a no-fee Members Owned Credit Union home equity line of credit. Learn more at membersownedheloc.org. Limitations may apply. Equal housing lender.
Celebrate the start of June in style with two great drinking events in Lincoln. First, this Friday, come down to Beer House's grand opening as they show off their expansion to double the size of their building. The party starts at 3 p.m. with live polka music starting at 7. And on Saturday, make plans to head on over to Sideshow Spirits and Cider for the first annual Nebraska Whiskey Carnival. Enjoy local Nebraska distilleries and their spirits, food vendors, and more. Event starts at 3 p.m. Buy your tickets ahead of time at sideshowspirits.com.
There's never been a better time to earn more on your checking account. Open a free Kasasa Cash checking account with Liberty First Credit Union and earn up to 5.5% APY for up to $40,000. It's simple. Open your Kasasa Cash checking account online or stop into any of the 4 Lincoln locations or Seward and Omaha branches. Liberty First makes switching easy, and Kasasa checking is always free. See libertyfirstcu.com for details. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for Fireworks Fridays, Souvenir Saturdays, Sunday Family Fun Days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
Hey, CNC machinists, do you feel like you're in a dead-end job with your boss hovering over your shoulder? That's so annoying. Not at Garner Industries. We provide the opportunity and trust our CNC machinists to bring the talent. I'm Bob Williams, HR Director at Garner Industries, and we're looking for new team members in our CNC department. At Garner Industries, you'll work in a clean, climate-controlled, and safe environment with team members who want to see you succeed. You will also enjoy 4-day work weeks, great benefits, and a positive working culture. Interested? Apply on our career page at garnerindustries.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard, increase security, and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club, or space club, and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? No, forget that. How about a margarita club? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge and join the best club in town. 10 flavors of margaritas like Maui Wowie, burnt pineapple, and mango tango. Try all 10 of them and receive your own souvenir margarita glass. Make it your new Monday night tradition. $4 margaritas and $4 taco baskets. Grab the crew and head on over. Monday nights or any night. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Nebraska's favorite vape shop.
Generation V.
Providing friendly, personalized service and the largest selection of vaporizers and e-liquid flavors in the state.
Generation V.
Generation V will beat or match any local competitor's price. With a huge selection, great service, and the lowest prices, Generation V is your one-stop shop for all your vaping needs.
Generation V.
With 4 Lincoln locations, visit us on the web at generationv.com. E-cigs contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
This is your high school minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Ards. Nebraska High School State Baseball has concluded, and the Lincoln East Spartans are your Class A champion. The Spartans would beat Millard West 3-2, ending the season on a 14-game winning streak. Lincoln East would also be the first Class A team from Capital City to win the state baseball championship since 1977. Switching to boys state golf, winning the title in Class A goes to Lincoln Southeast with a score of 288. Omaha Westside would come in third with 292 strokes, and Lincoln East would finish third with 299. Gavin Gerch of Lincoln Southeast would place second as an individual with 69 strokes. Switching to Class B, Norris would claim the championship as a team with a score of 293. York would place second, and Scottsbluff at third. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we are back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Tuesday. AD, do you know what time it is?
A little history.
Now punting.
Don't know much about history. Don't know much of biology. Don't know much about a science book. Don't know much about the French I took, but I do know that I love you. And I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be.
I noticed there's a snap in there.
There's a snap.
Did you snap, AD? Were you snap?
I don't know.
Where was the snap?
I thought I heard a snap.
Do we need to listen to it again?
No.
Wait,
tomorrow.
One time is enough.
Tomorrow
We'll
Everybody's going, no.
We'll find this. We'll find this.
Don't say that.
We'll find the snap tomorrow.
Before we get to history, a few of the folks that talk were. Yes, Aiden, Max, and Bryce are both gone.
Probably top 5 rounds.
Yeah, they're both.
I would not. I personally think Max, with the Big Ten tournament, has played himself into the conversation to get drafted ahead of Bryce, but I wouldn't be surprised either way. I know of one team. I know the Braves like Max Anderson, or not Max. Braves like Max Anderson a lot.
Mm-hmm. They're both will go very high.
Yeah.
They'll go very high. Travis Lincoln says, do you guys think this was the weakest Big Ten conference as a whole since Nebraska joined? Indiana isn't even the best team in Indiana as a whole. Iowa has one quality top 50 RPI win. Maryland has been solid.
You could argue that that would give Nebraska even more of a reason to run away with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Because of those numbers. Yeah. Dave from Renew, our buddy AD, I golfed 112 on Saturday. I feel your pain, brother. Yes.
Dang.
Oh, I've been there. Was just there.
You know what I will say, guys. I didn't think about this. The addition of USC and UCLA will increase the national respect for the Big Ten Conference.
Yep. Yeah, just because they're programs.
Just because you're adding 2 non-cold weather states.
Yeah.
Then that'd be a little bit scarier for Nebraska than 2 because
I suppose so. I suppose so. I mean UCLA. Well, UCLA in 2017, 2018, whatever year Michigan went to the College World Series, maybe it has to be 2018. Either way, UCLA was the number 1 overall seed.
Yeah.
Big Ten hasn't had a number 1 overall seed. I don't want to say ever, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's ever.
Well, Ellis in Illinois wants to know, do we know what the rankings is of our incoming recruiting class?
It's hard to find. Baseball recruiting sometimes a little wonky. It's tough to find rankings. It's not like they have like a 24/7 sports that specifically
because the draft's coming up too, isn't it?
Yeah, draft is coming up.
So the draft always plays havoc with high school.
Yeah, because guys have a lot of decisions to make. What's also interesting is you also have a lot of it's whether late additions as well, but then you also have a lot of guys that commit in 7th and 8th grade now, so which is nuts. I mean, Nebraska
throwing 90.
Lincoln's had a few of their own, right, that have committed when they're 8th graders, freshmen as well.
Yep.
And when that happens, they don't ever, rarely do they go to that school that they committed to because a lot can happen in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that,
Joe B's got a good point here, man. He goes, I'm a baseball season ticket holder. This time of year brings out all the so-called fans of Husker baseball. Trust me, there is no fan support at the UNO type games. The crowds this year were bleak for most games. Yeah. And it's the truth. It's truth. It's truth. It's truth. It's truth. What else is truth? Is this history that's coming up, folks. This time in history, 1971, Willie Mays hits his 638th home run, sets in a record of 1,950 runs scored back in 1971. Also, during this week, in 1986, Barry Bonds makes his MLB debut for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he weighed 185 pounds.
Soaking wet. That's also the question you always got to ask too. Was he a Hall of Famer before he got into all the crazy, or because I think he had a Hall of Fame career even before he got into the home run craziness.
Yeah, you just think we're not going down that rabbit hole of roids and not steroids again, but it's just you wonder what could have been if he would just played off his natural ability.
Not as many home runs.
Yeah. And maybe more, maybe just as many as hits, but
more
inside the park.
Bases.
But inside the park.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in Husker history, and this is weird. Not weird, but just man, they actually did this. In 1973, former Huskers Bill Olds, Rich Glover, and Joe Blaha are named to the college all-star team that would play the Miami Dolphins in mid-July.
Yes.
I never heard of that, dude. First, I wasn't born yet. Raff, did you hear about that? They did that?
I heard about it, that it used to be done. They used to play college all-star teams. They used to do college all-star teams against pro football all-star teams.
Really?
They do all sorts of crazy
This
stuff.
is what it was. We'll play the Miami Dolphins in mid-July.
Yep.
The Dolphins were just 2 years off the undefeated season.
Yeah.
I can't right today. Can you imagine a bunch of college all-stars
No way.
playing against the Chicago Bears because of proximity, or the Denver Broncos proximity, or the Kansas City Chiefs?
Well, they probably beat 2 of those teams.
This was the one that always impressed. I heard that.
Yeah, I heard that.
That always impressed me back in the day. Oklahoma's spring game used to be Oklahoma versus their old all-star.
I do remember that.
Really?
This went up all the way up until probably, maybe 15 years ago.
Wow.
And they let Toby Keith play in it. Toby Keith broke his leg in one of the games. I mean,
that's wild.
Can you imagine that?
That's crazy to think about that. Even from, I mean, you're talking about the number of waivers they had to sign for that sucker. Like, hey, liability, we are not responsible for anything.
It was a different time.
It was definitely a different time, man. Definitely a different time.
Yeah, because Toby Keith wasn't on scholarship.
Yeah. Toby was on the Oklahoma All-Star team.
And unknown texture has a good point too. Which men's program do you not have to worry about is wrestling? He's right, and he's exactly right. Coach Mann has done it.
Solid.
He is overall. Well, I mean, as far as men's sports, I mean, he has done it. He's done it year in and year out. Consistency, man, with them as far as that.
And
goes.
I think he's had a plan and he's had a vision, because it wasn't like overnight turnaround with the wrestling. I mean, wrestling team's always been decent, but for him to put to where he's got it now and where he's got it rolling, it took some years, but he had a vision and he had a plan, and they kept on getting better every single year. And that's what you kept on hoping for. A lot of the men's teams, that it's like, okay, take a step, take a step, take a step, take a step. But it seems like take a step, drop down 2 steps, take a step, drop down 2, and it continues on. It's a cycle that needs to be broken.
You know what, fellas, you look at the consistency of a Manning, though. He and throw it over to the women's sports. Same thing with Coach Cook. They have a system, they have a culture, they have a pedigree, and they win consistently. So it's easy. I think it's easy for us to I'm not saying shoot holes for the teams that aren't winning, but they're doing it themselves. There has to be criticism there to do it to themselves. So, and
then also today, it would have been Gail Sayers' 80th birthday today.
Seem right.
He holds the record for the longest run ever at Memorial Stadium. Can you tell me how long it was, Nick?
Was it 99?
That's my boy. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, well done. Well done.
99. Oh, man. The great Gil Sayers.
The Kansas Comet.
That was history for today, folks. And we're coming back talking NFL, NBA, let's talk as well. On the other side of this break from our team and our sponsors to keep us on the air, it's Nick D on the drive, on the ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out Sandhill information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at Jobs.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Ards. Nebraska High School State based and the Lincoln East Class A champion. The Spartans would beat Millard West 3-2, ending the season on a 14-game winning streak. Lincoln East would also be the first Class A team from Capital City to win the state baseball championship since 1977. Switching to boys state golf, winning the title in Class A goes to Lincoln Southeast with a score of 288. Omaha Westside would come in third with 292 strokes, and Lincoln East would finish third with 299. Gavin Gerch of Lincoln Southeast would place second as an individual with 69 strokes. Switching to Class B, Norris would claim the championship as a team with a score of 293. York would place second, and Scottsbluff at third. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford.
Okay, old buddy, I took you through the car wash and drove you out to your favorite dirt road to talk about something. Well, I'll tell you. Trucks and bucks from the Nebraska Lottery's back, and I'm just going to buy some tickets. That's all. No reason to get upset. Of course you mean a lot to me. But this year, the Nebraska Lottery's giving away 8 Atlas Blue 2023 Ford F-150 XLT Super Crew Flex Fuel trucks. I mean, these things are gorgeous. And what happens if I win one? Hey, you'll still be part of the family. I thought maybe I'd give you to my nephew, Josh. He's not a terrible driver. He only left the gas nozzle in his tank and drove off once. Okay, twice.
Ford F-150 is a registered trademark owned and licensed by Ford Motor Company. Top prize odds 1 in 336,000.
Nebraska's favorite vape shop.
Generation V.
Providing friendly, personalized service and the largest selection of vaporizers and e-liquid flavors in the state.
Generation V.
Generation V will beat or match any local competitor's price. With a huge selection, great service, and the lowest prices, Generation V is your one-stop shop for all your vaping needs.
Generation V.
With 4 Lincoln locations, visit us on the web at generationv.com. E-cigs contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Celebrate the start of June in style with 2 great drinking events in Lincoln. First, this Friday, come down to Beer House's grand opening as they show off their expansion to double the size of their building. The party starts at 3 p.m. with live folk music starting at 7. And on Saturday, make plans to head on over to Sideshow Spirits and Cider for the first annual Nebraska Whiskey Carnival. Enjoy local Nebraska distilleries and their spirits, food vendors, and more. Event starts at 3 p.m. Buy your tickets ahead of time at sideshowspirits.com. That means the school year is almost over and summer road trips are on the horizon. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride. Summer road trips are just around the corner. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Babe, pack your bags. We're going to Vegas.
Vegas?
We just got the estimate from the wedding caterer, and we're going to have to elope.
Actually, Members Owned Credit Union is offering no-fee home equity lines of credit. We can borrow what we need with equity from the house.
Wait, so we can keep the bacon wrap dates for the cocktail hour?
We can keep the bacon wrap dates. From wedding bells to trekking the globe and everything in between, capture your dreams your way with a no-fee Members Owned Credit Union home equity line of credit. Learn more at membersownedheloc.org. Limitations may apply. Equal housing lender.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. The only problem when they fix you a plate is that at some point, that plate will be empty. But hear me out. What if that plate was never empty? That can be your reality with the Mary Ellen's Express Lunch Buffet. From 11 to 2 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. One price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake. Let them fix you a plate. Motor Food is Lincoln's hardest rocking food truck and cafe. Motor Food creates old school comfort food with a 21st century twist and lots of rock and roll attitude. Try the barbecue pulled pork mac and cheese, the grilled chicken Firebird sandwich, a 100% all beef split grilled hot dog, and any version of their funky fries. Stop by the cafe just behind Outback Steakhouse on 48th Street or catch the food truck out and about all spring and summer. Check out their menu, order carry out, or schedule catering at motorfoodtruck.com.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
Welcome into The Drive with AD and Raff. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have teams in the history of college football tonight.
Brought to you by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. This segment is proudly sponsored by Florial's Italian Restaurant and Grill, just south of Lincoln Southwest High School, 14th and Pine Lake Road. Stop by for dinner Monday through Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m. or lunch and dinner Friday through Sunday, 11 to 10 Friday and Saturday, and 11 to 9 on Sunday. They've got pasta, seafood, steaks, chops, plus other great Italian dishes. And, of course, they've got Italian wines. Stop by, get some food. It's good.
You guys want to know some little bit of news here?
Yes.
According to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills are in a, quote, arms race to get DeAndre Hopkins.
You know who else came into play? They were talking to. He said he'd be open to returning back to having Deshaun Watson as his
Cleveland,
quarterback.
that's right.
Cleveland.
Say nobody would want to go.
But
to Houston.
what I mean, the Cardinals. Oh my goodness, the Cardinals. What are you thinking, you crazy Cardinals?
You know what, Ralph? They got absolutely nothing for him,
and they have to take $22 million on their cap.
You got to take $22 million on your cap, and it's a very interesting situation because back in 2020 he negotiated a $54.5 million contract. With over 42.7 guaranteed on that contract. So going into 2023 season, the Cardinals were facing a $30.7 million in cap hit. Additionally, Hopkins' contract came in with no trade clause. So they had no foresight with this because he was guaranteed money, a no trade clause. So what are they going to do?
Well, I mean, first off, if you're Kyler Murray, you're just like, oh my goodness, I just lost a legit number one receiver. But then if you're Kyler Murray, you're like, oh my goodness, maybe I'm not as good as what I think I am. I mean, you're kind of in a catch-22 there.
What's interesting, I think despite the no trade clause, I think the Cardinals, so my initial thought was, okay, something must have happened for them to be willing to take a $22 million hit, right?
Yeah.
But then I was thinking more about it. By releasing him, they allow him, they're kind of doing a service to him to where it's, hey man, go wherever you want to go. They don't have to find a trade partner for him.
Yeah.
So that's what's interesting as well. I don't know. I would say I would lean towards something must have happened where it was like, all right, this needs to be done now.
Well, then we got a text from Sanderson. He goes, pretty simple, Ralph. Cardinals want Caleb Williams. But see, that's not that can't really even be it either because Kyler Murray just signed a brand new contract. So they're on the hook for that guaranteed money. So I mean, they're in a bad predicament.
This is the second year in a row that the Cardinals kind of have egg on their face with how things were handled. To where the rumors came out that whether it was true or not, that there was a clause in the contract that he had to watch X amount a number of hours of film. It's just like
double XP weekends.
Yeah.
Double XP.
I mean, it shows you sometimes management. I don't know. It's just the NFL is when we go back to the talks we had before where Lamar Jackson, negotiating for himself. That's another factor to think about Hopkins. He's represented himself through this. And teams are reluctant to do that because I guess I was reading up on this last night. There was a player that they said that because they don't know if they're emailing the player directly. They don't know if it's an agent or, more importantly, an uncertified agent they're speaking to, which is a big, major fear of theirs. Because I guess a few years ago, they were emailing a player, and they said the player was emailing, but he was on the practice field.
Yeah.
They said they were emailing back and forth with the player. They're literally looking out their office windows. He's out there in the practice field. What has he got, a cell phone in his pocket? Not that we haven't seen that in the NFL before, where I think Terrell Owens got out and made a fake phone call. But, it just shows you to where I see both sides of it. And I think a lot of guys, they look at Lamar Jackson representing himself. You look in basketball, Ray Allen did his own. But things have changed since then with technology, et cetera. In the Culpepper situation, to where there's still some bad blood, I'm sure, in his mouth because his when he retired, his compensation wasn't even close. So it shows you, I understand a player wanting to keep, I think the average is 1.5 to 3.3% of endorsement deals contracts. But I think you have to ask yourself, I can see the player for wanting you to understand the business. And some players did it smart, like Ray Allen. He just had an attorney that he paid him to look over the contract. No retainers. No, you're not getting a percentage of my money. I want you to look over this. I'm going to compensate you well, but this is it. But I can understand the NFL side of it saying, you know what? We don't want to get in trouble, get our wrists slapped or get a heavy fine because we're dealing with a guy that says he's the XYZ player, and this guy's just maybe one of his buddies from the neighborhood. So I get both sides of it, man.
Do you guys remember how much Kyler Murray's contract is worth?
200 something.
200 and something. Here, I'll tell you in a second. But the best part is, so I'm reading this article on the Sporting News while we're kind of talking about this. They agreed to a contract extension ahead of the 2022 season, and any drama eventually ceased.
Yep.
But then the drama returned. It became public knowledge that the contract, which made Murray the third highest paid quarterback in the NFL, included a clause that required him to put a certain number of hours of film study during the week, like you said, AD.
Yep.
The clause I forgot about this part. The clause drew so much ridicule that the Cardinals eventually scrubbed it from Murray's contract, which only increased the ridicule. So the contract, though, starts in 2024, right? 5 years, $230.5 million guaranteed, or excuse me, $230.5 million with $160 million guaranteed.
Yeah. So I mean, they can.
You're on the hook for till 2028.
They can be at the bottom, but they're like, you can pick up Caleb Williams if you want. But the problem is you're gonna have all that money, and you know that Kyler Murray's not going to sit back and watch the quarterback of the future. I mean, you're not going to be able to trade him. So what they'll have to do is they'll basically have to do the same thing that they did with DeAndre Hopkins. They're going to have to be like, well, we're just going to release you and eat all this cap money. I mean, that'll cripple the team for years.
This is wild. So cap hits, right? So they're going to have him this year, right? The new contract kicks in next year in 2024. These are the cap hits by years that if they chose to release him. In 2024, $51.8 million. 2025, $45.6 million. 2026 would be $55.5 million. 2027 would be a $43.5 million cap hit, and 2028 would be a $46.5 million cap hit. It's so
locked in.
They put it evenly loaded, right? So it's pretty spread out evenly throughout the 5 years, that whether you release them in 2024 or in 2028, you're still on the hook for at least $45 million.
Could you imagine you bring in Caleb Williams, you sign him to a rookie deal. The rookie deals aren't as crazy as what they are the second contract.
Yeah.
And you got a guy who's collecting $50 million a year just sitting as your backup quarterback.
Well, I mean, okay, so here's this. Bryce Young, for example, just signed a 4-year contract worth about $41.2 million. Dang. I thought do you guys know what the signing bonus was?
Probably 100 and some, probably.
No. 100 some what, mil?
Yeah.
No. Signing bonus of $26.97 million.
Oh, that's kind of low.
It used to be like $8 million, like 4 years
Usually
ago.
they pack it higher because they're able to make the cap difference. So they put a really big signing bonus.
His 4-year contract, $41.2 million. And his signing bonus was 26.9. Less than $15 million was your signing bonus in your 4-year salary.
Oh, we're talking Bryce Young. Oh, I was thinking
not Kyler.
No, I was thinking Jalen Hurts.
Oh no.
Because Jalen Hurts, I think, got like $100 million or something
really?
like that up front. Yeah.
Hold on, Jalen Hurts signing.
Yeah, I got the wrong player. Wrong player, Chris. Wrong player.
Get
your head in the game.
Even with the massive jump in money, his cap hit will only be $13.5 million in 2024, thanks to an almost $24 million signing bonus.
Yes, and that's what a lot of teams do now is they hit them with the big signing bonus.
Gosh, that's crazy. Guys, that's $26 million hitting your account in one day.
Yeah. That is
ridiculous. Bonkers.
That is like insane.
That'd be Raff's birthday week.
Then I'd have to consider maybe making some change.
Is that what you spent in Raff's birthday week?
Yes.
Raff's just a pocket billionaire over here.
On birthday week.
On birthday week. Yeah, the money has gotten ridiculous, but that's the market. It's what it is right now. Yeah. What Hopkins is lands that he mentions the Chiefs as potential landing areas, the Buffalo Bills. Can you imagine Hopkins? Now, we got to think about this too. Can he stay healthy?
Yeah.
This is all fodder right now. There's a reason why he's not, with the Cardinals anymore. There's a reason. Yeah. Can he stay healthy? Because both of those teams, well, not the Chiefs, of course, But Buffalo, I think, is in a very fragile situation right now, y'all, because it makes you wonder if they don't go to the Super Bowl this year, is Diggs gone, and maybe a trio of others as well. So if I'm Hopkins, obviously you can look at the money. You're at this point of your career where he's been injury plagued. Where would you go? Would you go to Buffalo? Or would you go to Kansas City?
I don't think he'll have that choice.
I'm saying hypothetically speaking. Where would you go hypothetically speaking?
Oh, hypothetically speaking, I think I would
between those two.
I'd probably go to Kansas City.
Where would you go?
I want to play for the best quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah. And you know what? At his age, where he's getting right now, does it get cold in KC? Yeah. Not Buffalo cold, though.
Yeah.
Well, then
not Buffalo cold.
Well, then you also got to look at, too. I think with Buffalo, I think you're walking into a hornet's nest because I think that Diggs is about ready to lose his mind. And then you're going to add that. And then you bring in another number one receiver. He's really he's really going to lose.
Is there enough footballs to go around?
I don't think he and Diggs would mesh.
No, not at all. No.
You can only have one chef in the kitchen, man.
You're walking into that. You walk into Kansas City. Kansas City's already shown that he'll distribute the ball. He'll get you the ball. And you don't never hear a bunch of receivers ever complaining in Kansas City about them not getting the ball enough.
Who are you competing with out there? Is Valdez Scantling still there?
Yeah, well, you got their draft pick that they had last year. The fast guy.
You talking about KC?
Yeah, that he was a rookie last year. Fast dude that they drafted. He was coming on at the end of the season because you lost Juju because he went somewhere else.
You have Kadarius.
New England.
Sky Moore.
That's it.
So
Juju's in New England.
Yep.
So here are Kansas City's wide receivers as of right now. Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore are your starting receivers.
Yep.
Then it's
Sanders.
Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Marquez Valdez Scantling's also there.
Mm-hmm.
Then your backups are Rashee Rice, Richie James, and Justin Watson.
Yeah. So you go
there, and you are better than all three of your starting wide receivers.
But then what will also come into factor too is
except Travis,
you'll have to look and see what their cap space is also, because Hopkins is going to go probably where he can get the most money at the end of the day. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if he ended up somewhere different than Buffalo or Kansas City.
Yeah.
Just for the fact that he wants, because that's what prevented them from making the trade, was because no one wanted to take on his salary.
The cap for the Kansas City Chiefs, $3.8 million in space.
What is it?
$3.8 million in cap space.
But they can probably go to Patrick Mahomes again and adjust his contract.
Go to the bank.
I mean, there's a lot of things they can do to get space, but it's hard to do, but it's possible.
Yeah.
You know, another thing about if it comes down between these two, we're just speaking about what's hurt. If it goes down between these two, Kansas City, I think he's going to understand too right away, because I still think Buffalo is trying to create their culture. You know, obviously, because you haven't won a Super Bowl yet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been 2 seasons of heartbreak, to where KC, they've already shown no one person is bigger than the team.
Yeah.
Hence why Hill's no longer there.
Yeah.
The money, there's like, we'll take the money, be gone,
Yep.
we'll be fine. They win a Super Bowl still.
Yep.
You look at an established culture, which they have there at KC. KC is a plug-and-play type team. We're going to establish our players.
Yep.
We've already established culture, and you're going to mesh, or it's bound to peace out.
I just right now, I mean, I like Buffalo. I like Josh Allen. I like Buffalo, but I just feel like they're just on fragile ground right now. I just think the natives are really getting restless.
Yeah.
Just all being so close to where they've been the last 3 years. And then you got Diggs, you're starting to hear like there might be some cracks in that relationship. And you're like, man, he can cause a lot of problems really fast. So it scares me.
Thomas and Lincoln says DeAndre Hopkins in Cincinnati. Let's see it. Coming from a Carolina fan.
You want to talk about a place that doesn't have enough footballs to go around. I mean, you have Jamar Chase, who has cemented himself as one of potentially the best young receiver in the league. I mean, he's in the top 5 wide receivers in the league category. Like, I don't know, guys. Okay, here's a question for you. Are you taking Jamar Chase or are you taking DeAndre Hopkins?
Jamar Chase.
100%.
Jamar Chase.
So you have Jamar, you have Tyler Boyd, who is still serviceable as your number 3 wide receiver. You have T. Higgins, who's serviceable as a number 2 wide receiver. I think Cincinnati's going to be just fine.
Oh, Cincinnati be fine.
They just got to figure out a way Joe Mixon, he's got to stay out of trouble once in his life. And
when you think about Cincinnati, just 2 years ago they were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
with a horrible offensive line. Let me see this here. Unknown texter says, "Why would you go to Kansas City? The wide receivers are so underutilized because they can't read a defense. Back get confused by the quarterback and scramble around and dump the ball to Kelsey." You know what, unknown texter? I did wholly disagree about him reading defenses. Otherwise, Kelsey wouldn't be as open as he is. And then, two, I would say this: they're winning Super Bowls.
I also think that there's just part of.
Oh man, said he can't read defenses.
I love AD.
Yeah, I was like, I know Texas would appreciate it, but I got to strongly disagree with you on that. There's a reason why his scrambling ability allows those defenses get so confused. They break assignment. They break where they're supposed to be at. There's holes all over defense when you have Mahomes out there because you're so concerned about so many factors with him.
That's also being.
That's just smart.
Well, here's the deal.
Take what the defense gives you.
You look at a couple years ago when they did have Tyreek Hill and they had obviously Travis Kelce, and it was all right. You have to decide who you want to cover because one of them's going to be in one-on-one coverage. And go ahead, Kansas City's going to take a one-on-one matchup against you every single time. And also part of it is just Mahomes' scramble ability is him being an incredible athlete. Just being able to make a play.
He's not a statue back there.
The circus throws, and maybe that's in part to the bad offensive line, but I mean, I am not in that boat.
Super Bowl wins, and he gets them. Wins,
multiple
wins. Plural.
Is there a B in here?
Super Bowl wins, plural. Dave, we're feeling pretty good this morning, man. So golf is not definitely going to be it.
I mean, I'll take all three of those.
Yeah, can I have a week to recover and then I'll be back.
You know what? Before we go out, so recover. So sent the daughter to Rome. Sunday, her flight was at 11:15 out of Omaha to Chicago to Rome. I did not sleep well Saturday night. I did not sleep well. I was thinking, man, passport, a financial part of things, phone's taken care of. Then Sunday morning, when I let her go and I walked her watch down, man, I wept like a child. And just seeing her turn around and wave, blowing kisses, I'm thinking, man, she's going to Rome. And I didn't sleep well Sunday night because I set my alarm for 1:15 Monday morning because that would be time when she'd probably get there. That flight took off late out of Chicago. About 4:45 it took off. So I knew about 1:30 a.m., give or take. She sends me a text about 1:45, FaceTimes us about 2:30 in the morning. It felt like a dream. I was like, okay, I just gave this girl a hug and now she's clear around the world in Rome. But she's doing good. She's loving it. It'll take me another week or so just to get acclimated because I still went in her room this morning to give her a kiss. I'm like, nope, she's no longer there. But, it's part of growing up. She's having a blast.
She's adjusted well.
Yeah, she's
from the pictures I've seen, she's done well.
Yeah,
she's acclimated.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now we just got to get daddy acclimated. We'll be fine.
And you know what though? Here's one thing, you guys. And me and my neighbor were talking about this. If you don't have kids, you don't understand it. Yeah. You just don't. You two will never understand it until you have kids. Because my neighbor,
I'm never gonna understand.
No, I said it less. So you don't put on the kids.
Dang,
my neighbor,
he just laid out my future for me.
He sent his son to China. Then they have an earthquake in China while his son is there.
Geez.
He couldn't reach his son. This is Patrick Campbell. He used to be the former city attorney. He couldn't reach his son. His son ended up being on CNN doing interviews.
I found him.
Oh, man, he goes, yeah. So he's talking to me last night, and he sees me doing all this yard work. He goes, brother, you working off that stress? I was like, yeah, man.
That's
he goes,
awesome.
They'll be okay. He goes, bro, it takes you a while to get acclimated. He goes, but you will. And he goes, if you don't have a kid, you'll never understand it. We couldn't understand why Mom, why you sweat me so much? Until you have them, you just don't understand that feeling, but she's inacclimated. Pistol Pete Ferguson says, Pistol Pete Ferguson, Pistol Pete Ferguson, Pistol Pete Ferguson. You want to get, here he goes. He's someone Hopkins. You want to get paid? Come on over to the Star. How about them Cowboys? I know we have a stable of receivers, but I'm a little worried about the backfield. Pete, and that's, they do a stable of receivers, but at that backfield, you just don't know.
Better hope Tony Pollard comes back healthy.
Oh no, they got
Oh, that's right. They have Rico.
You know what? Kyle says, I have a possibility. saying, is there a possibility? I think is what he's saying. Going to Cleveland reunite with Deshaun Watson.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
He said he's open to it.
Yeah, he said he's open to doing that. So I don't know if he'd be open to going to Dallas, Pete. I'm sorry,
Do you
brother.
think Houston or
Who's open to ever going to Dallas? Come on, Pete.
Do you think Deshaun Watson will ever go back to Houston? Not to play, just to visit.
I think that would, in my mind, if I'm him, there's only 49 states.
I think so too.
Oh.
I don't think. Unless
I'm not
you're
even
playing
going.
a game,
I'm not even going to Texas.
Yeah, unless you're playing a
if I'm
game,
Watson.
I don't think Deshaun Watson's going back to Houston.
No, I would not go back to the entire state if I'm him, unless I absolutely had to. I mean, if I had to fly, I would like fly me around the state.
yeah. I got to go to the south part. We're going through Louisiana. We're gonna.
Well, before we go to break, Chase Beat has a good point here, though. I mean, the Packers definitely need a receiver.
Nah, it's the Packers.
It's the Packers.
They don't
You
believe in
use-
receivers.
Yeah, you want to talk about somebody that doesn't utilize receivers.
That is a team.
I mean, here's the thing.
They
Christian-
utilize them, but they just don't get any decent
dude,
ones.
like Christian Watson's good.
And they did in the draft. It was almost like they thought they had all the receivers in the world come back to. I just didn't understand that.
Yeah.
Well, folks, when we come back, there's some Husker news because we have a new recruiter on the Husker staff. You got to stay tuned and listen to this one. This is The Drive with AD, Raff, and Nick. Take it.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaway in mind, car issues prevent you from getting let us get on the road and come big diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Look at your car. It's filthy and probably has a few dings and nicks all over it. Don't be that guy. Get it upgraded and repaired at Renew Your Auto. Renew Your Auto, they offer tons of services: ceramic coating, tinting, paintless dent repair, washes and details, bed liners, body shop, and more. Where can you go to get services like that all in one place? Schedule your appointment today at renewyourauto.com. See what Renew can do for you. It's May, and that means the school year is over and summer road trips are on the horizon. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride. Summer road trips are just around the corner. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. The Junior Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. A lot of businesses say that they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business feels anything but for your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, as they do with customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour. Rose to $28.20 within 3 years. Skilled trades start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Sunday morning. Quiet. Not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Big box stores are tempting for buying
schooler in sports, or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment. And 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports. It's at 48th and Vine.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
I wanted to quit for so long, but I didn't know where to start.
I was afraid of what people would think, but then I found the right support to start my recovery journey. 1 in 14 Americans reports experiencing a substance use disorder, a treatable medical condition. Treatment can take many forms, so there are a variety of options to explore and find the one that works best for you. Recovery from drug addiction is possible.
Paid for by the CDC, sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound. From an array of checking accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Out more MidwestBank.com. Member FDIC.
There's good news. You don't need surgery to get back to full health. South Point Medical and Aesthetics offers breakthrough non-surgical treatment of moderate to severe joint pain. Experience little to no downtime procedures, and the results are remarkable. They've had 14 years of successful treatments with patients from 35 states because of an effective word-of-mouth traffic. Learn more about how you can get lasting results for joint pain today at southpointmedical.com or call 402-323-8400.
This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, sponsored by Sand Hills Global. Sand Hills Global is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Career opportunities and internship opportunities are available at the global headquarters in Lincoln. Apply today at sandhills.jobs. Boom. Got it. A little rough around the edges, but it's Tuesday, so I'm bouncing back. Nick, I got to ask you.
What's up?
When is our commercial going to go into rotation?
Today.
Oh, yeah.
Finishes, it gets updated today. It's in the rotation, Raph.
Oh, it's in the rotation?
Oh, it's been in the rotation.
Oh, I haven't heard it yet.
I've heard it.
You've heard it?
Yeah, we're just talking about golf.
I know.
Look at you. How about that? Raph out here trying to make me a bad guy.
No, I was.
Mike, would it make you feel better to hear the commercial?
No, I heard it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's my birthday week.
It was. So
And
you
I-
might have been
and-
distracted.
Yeah.
After today, we no longer want to hear about your birthday.
No, I shut that book yesterday. That book is closed. The only talk about my birthday week was it was my week. No moss.
Well, some things we need some more of is recruiting, and big week last week for Daniel Kalen. 48 hours makes a switch from Missouri to Nebraska. Now he is going to town in recruiting. And we need that big time. And we can do that right now, the peer recruiting. You think about his two former receivers he has at LB West, Isaiah McMorris and so Davion Hall or Devon Hall?
Davon Hall.
Davon Hall. This is huge, and what I mean by huge, obviously, doesn't mean he signs. I mean, anybody commits because of him, but I don't think it hurts to have one of your quarterbacks out there FaceTiming guys. It says here in the article from Nebraska, actually, says some of the state players that Kalen regularly speaks with on teammates: running back Nate Frazier, offensive tackle Brendan Baker. It's a great relationship with offensive lineman Tonga, Simisi Tonga, offensive lineman Anuka Mafi, and Florida wide receiver Ja'Cory Barney.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Too.
Did well.
Relatively smooth.
Yeah,
Right?
not too
I
bad.
looked at each other and
Proud
we're
of
like,
you.
Yeah.
that's our man.
Yeah. Okay. Appreciate you guys.
I got a question too.
Appreciate you
Is,
guys.
is Daniel Kalen?
Thanks for the help.
Thanks for the help.
Have you talked to Daniel Kalen before? Have you?
A couple times.
So is he Daniel or is he Danny or is he Dan or I mean?
I've always called him Daniel.
Mama call him Daniel.
Mama call him Dan. I'm gonna call him Dan.
Yeah.
Because I spoke to.
It's like Patrick Mahomes. It's not Pat. It's Patrick.
Well, I
It's
spoke.
not Pat Mahomes.
I spoke with a guy this weekend,
My
and
name is Patrick Mahomes.
he was referring to him as Danny. So I was like,
Yeah,
I wonder if it
I've
is
heard.
Danny.
I've heard a lot of Danny Kalen. I've heard a lot of Daniel Kalen. I've never heard Dan Kalen.
And he said he's good.
He's good.
He's good.
He can sling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can. Sling it.
The guy I talked to this weekend, he said he's a pretty good source. He
I would
said-
assume Bellevue West
says
is
he's
probably
good.
gonna.
He's good. He's good.
Bellevue West or Omaha West side, man. That state championship is gonna look really interesting. Bellevue West and Omaha West side. I'm saying right now.
Calling it.
You're calling it right now.
Yep.
And you can listen to that call on 93.7
93.7
the ticket.
the ticket. I can assure you of that.
You know, so Hall, it says according to this article right now, I have Nebraska. What's up? Yeah, I have Nebraska locked in for an official visit on June 23rd, and that feels good to hear. You know, as far as Davon Hall, Nebraska locked in. He also likes coach at Tennessee. Had a great last season there. So we'll see what happens, man. Again, this recruiting stuff is so fluid. As if we haven't seen anything, we've seen that it's fluid until the papers are, even after the papers are signed. I mean, the very person we're talking about was locked in at Missouri, but until the kid is on campus and you see him at student directory, that's when I'm like, okay, this individual's here. This individual's here. So Kalen is helping try to recruit these guys as much as he can to bring some more to the 2024 recruiting. So we'll see what goes down with that. Speaking of going down, fellas, Boston, to Bach's chagrin, goes down. Guys, in that game last night, Boston looked mentally and physically fatigued. I mean, what you guys saw? I mean, I just seemed like they had anything left in the tank.
Well, I mean, gosh, think about what they just did.
You've been scrapping for 3 games. So
I mean, you're pouring your blood. You're pouring everything out there.
Yeah.
And there's only so much the crowd can do. You can only feed off the adrenaline that first minute and a half, 2 minutes of basketball game. Then it's kind of like if you're and Spoelstra has been there 15 years, so he's seen situations maybe not quite like this, but he's seen situations to where, hey, fellas, we just got to ride out this initial surge. Then let's just settle in.
And then you've got the greatest halftime commentary in the history of basketball with Charles Barkley at halftime. Oh my gosh. But he was right though. It's like, well, we're not making up 3-pointers tonight. We might as well just sit back and lose. I mean, that kind of what it looked like. You had to find something else, and they were unable to do it.
So, get this, guys. The final start on Thursday, June 1st.
Mm-hmm.
The last time that the Denver Nuggets played a basketball game,
It's been a while.
was a week ago from yesterday.
Dang.
They will have 7, 8, 9, 10 days
It
off.
starts when Friday?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Have 10 days off.
They're fresh. They're fresh.
By 10 days, around that time, week and a half, when Miami, despite winning, got out of a gauntlet series yesterday.
With Butler, both
And they
ankles.
And they have 3 games that now they have to travel to Denver.
Did you guys see that?
Okay, go ahead, Raph. Go ahead.
Did you guys see the Heat last night? They didn't have to change their plane tickets.
That's right. I did see that. They already booked it to Denver.
Wow.
They almost.
I love that, though. I love that. It's like when Michael Jordan told the guys, I'm taking one suit. I'm taking one suit. And we finishing this in Phoenix. He took one suit that year. He told the guys, I'm taking one suit. And you look at Miami saying, no, this is booked already to Denver. It's booked.
Yep.
But you think about these factors, guys. 2-hour time zone difference. 5,300 feet in altitude changes. Okay. And you're just coming off just a blood battle.
Yep.
Do you and think about now, if you're already tired, going to 5,200 feet is not going to help. And 2-hour time difference. So, and here's my thing, you guys. Miami, what is the first team in 30? Is it the first team in 30 years to come back from 8th seed to play for a championship?
Yeah, they're one of the very few. I think the Nuggets. No, it's the Nuggets.
What's the Nuggets?
Nah, Yeah, I think it's the second team. I think second or third.
Yeah.
In 30 plus years to do this, and you got Denver, who still they're playing in the championship. Still, in my opinion, disrespected by a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
No, I mean they've said it numerous times in press conferences. Like, you know what, we still don't get the credit, but you know what, that's fine. We're just going to keep doing what we're going to do. I personally think Boston would have been a better matchup as far as personnel.
Mm-hmm.
But Miami, you look at a team that fought their way here. Miami's not going to go into seriousness right now.
They just keep figuring out a way.
Yeah, exactly.
You have the emergence of a guy named Caleb Martin.
Yep.
Yes.
So,
yes.
A little bit of news before we go to break here, guys. This came out a little while ago. Jacksonville State now has a quarterback. Do we know who it is? Or I should say it's Jax State, but it's Jacksonville State football.
State. A quarterback.
It's Sanders.
No.
Logan Smothers.
Are you serious?
Logan Smothers has transferred to Jacksonville State.
Wow.
So
good for him.
Yep. So
Good for him.
Logan Smothers not returning to Nebraska.
He found a home.
It's down in Alabama.
Down Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh yeah, Jacksonville, Florida. Oh,
Good for him.
State in Florida.
Good for him.
Okay.
Good
So
for
you
him.
go.
Good for him.
Okay.
Yes, Huffy. I did see that. You see Scottie Pippen bashing on MJ. That's crazy. I think seriously. I think, and this is on a serious note, I think Scottie is battling some mental health issues. When he lost I think his son passed away, and since his child passed away, he's been acting totally different, man. I just don't know, because if you look at The Last Dance, Jordan said there is no MJ there is no championships without Scottie. So I'm not sure what Scottie's beef is, but he's really starting to look, embarrassing to himself right now.
How much do you think Jacksonville State's season tickets are?
Oh man,
free.
Was I wrong? Was it Jacksonville, Florida?
I think it's
Alabama.
Oh, it is Alabama. Thank you, Mark.
Mark Waller says never doubt Raff.
Sorry, Raff.
Thank you.
Sorry, Raff.
No, the only reason I knew that was because you said he was from we said he's from Alabama.
Yeah, he's from
course.
Muscle Shoals.
So when you said Jacksonville State, the first one that went to my head was Alabama, just because a lot of kids down from where my friends are from.
Yeah, that's my bad. That's my bad.
No,
That's
you're
my
good.
bad.
You're good. You know who else went to Jacksonville State?
Who?
I believe Cam Newton.
Really?
I believe. Don't hold me to that one, but I'm pretty sure he did go to Jacksonville State.
Well, season tickets for Jax State football, $75.
Season tickets?
Season tickets, 2023 season tickets,
Wow.
$75.
Wow.
So there you go, just like that.
Wow.
If you wanna go to all of Jax State's football games, $75.
Oh nope, take that back. You went to Berlin. Yeah, that's close.
Unknown Texter says
Gotta be
Jack
perfect all the time.
Gotta doubt Raff. Gotta doubt Raff.
Doubt him.
Come
There's
on, Unknown Texter.
There's some good quarterback that went to Jacksonville, though. I'll have to look that up.
We'll look it up. Folks, we'll be right back on the other side of these messages from our teammates and sponsors. This is The Drive with AD, Raff, and Nick holding it down. We're on the ticket. We'll be right back.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, design, and more. Sandhills has paced with a focus on growth. And opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
All hits radio request line. What would you like to hear?
Trucks and Bucks.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
You know, the one about the 8 trucks.
Nope.
Sure, it's the biggest hit in Nebraska.
How does it go?
Trucks and Bucks from the Nebraska Lottery. You could win one of 8 new trucks.
Are you talking about the Nebraska Lottery's Trucks and Bucks scratch game?
Yes.
You mean you want us to play the commercial?
Please.
You got it.
Trucks and Bucks from the Nebraska could win one of 8 new trucks. Top prize odds 1 in 336,000.
Hello, Talking Deer here. I want to take this time to thank the Nebraska Lottery. Since 1993, Nebraska Lottery proceeds, over $900 million, have gone to its beneficiaries, including the environment. And since I'm out here in the field every day, I see it firsthand, or first hoof, I guess.
Who are you talking to, dear?
Oh, I was just thanking the Nebraska Lottery and all the people who play for supporting the Nebraska environment.
That's nice, dear.
The Nebraska Lottery, 30 years of building a better Nebraska.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in May. Try their pesto cream cheese on any breakfast sandwich. And try the Karma Latte, as 10% of proceeds from that drink will go to the Teammates Mentoring Program. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe. Celebrate the start of June in style with 2 great drinking events in Lincoln. First, this Friday, come down to Beer House's grand opening as they show off their expansion to double the size of their building. The party starts at 3 p.m. with live polka music starting at 7. And on Saturday, make plans to head on over to Sideshow Spirits and Cider for the first annual Nebraska Whiskey Carnival. Enjoy local Nebraska distilleries and their spirits, food vendors, and more. Event starts at 3 p.m. Buy your tickets ahead of time at SideshowSpirits.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. The only problem when they fix you a plate is that at some point, that plate will be empty. But hear me out. What if that plate was never empty? That dream can be your reality with the Mary Ellen's Express Lunch Buffet. From 11 to 2 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. One price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake. Let them fix you a plate.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and we are celebrating a record sales month in April, and we're going to let it roll and crank up in the month of May. We have some big discounts and special interest rates going on this month on selected new in-stock Sierras and Silverados. Buy a new Silverado or Sierra, get $3,000 off or 1.9% interest. You heard right, $3,000 off or 1.9% interest. We have outstanding specials on all of our new and pre-owned GM certified units. So stop on in and see us or check us out online at cobblecars.com. You'll be glad you did. New discount must trade in and finance with the roof credit.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back in the future. Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Chris Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. I was sort of sitting there in a trance for a second.
I was just like looking over.
I was
here,
like,
and I like had to give a little head nod to get going.
I was kind of spaced out a little bit there. It's been a crazy morning, that's for sure. To start the day, that's for sure.
Awesome. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
RGT?
Bring it.
RGT action today. All right,
Bring
here we
it.
go.
It's time for Raff's Good Take. It's time for Raff's Good Take. It's time for Raff's Good Take right now. Beautifully done. Beautifully done.
It gets so choppy at the end. So rough at the end.
I believe. All right, everybody. Today's Raff's Good Take goes out to all the veterans. We celebrated Memorial Day yesterday, but in my book, you celebrate them every single day. Just everyone that's, fought for the country, everybody that's given their lives for the country. I salute all of you. Woke up this morning, lost a friend this morning. He was a veteran. He took so much pride. And just want to say, my thoughts and my condolences go out to the family. I'll be praying for you all, but that's my Raff's good take.
Yeah, shout out to all the veterans, Raff. Both my late brother Miles, my brother Mark, Mark came by the house yesterday to drop off some chairs. Shout out to my niece, Neva, who graduated on just on Sunday. So it was a great weekend of graduation, sending kids off to different places. So big shout out to Mark on the back of his vehicles, war combat veteran, and to all the combat veterans out there, men and women who have safeguarded our borders, both from foreign and domestic threats. Thank you to all of you and to all our vets. And I want to say this again, man, there's help out there. If you're struggling as a vet, there is help out there, so keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Thank you for and some of your families for the ultimate sacrifice they gave for us. The AD Attitude Adjustment this morning is sponsored by Integrated Life Choices. ILC is hiring for direct support professionals all over the state of Nebraska, full-time, part-time, days, evenings, and the weekends. Help ensure a meaningful life for the people you support and helping to achieve their hopes and dreams. You can apply at ilc.net/careers. Again, that's ilc.net/careers. A quote that I love by the late Medgar Evers, who was a civil rights activist who died being a civil rights activist. He says, when you hate, the only person that suffers is you, because most of the people you hate don't know it and the rest don't care. Folks, guard your heart. And I think that's a huge thing right there. It's a huge thing. So don't harbor that bitterness, man. Let it go. Let it go. I can still hear my little girl singing that song in that movie Frozen. Let it go. Let it go. Yeah, let it go. Doesn't mean the offense didn't hurt, but don't keep hurting yourself over and over again by repeating that offense in your own mind with the person who committed it. Like McEver says, mostly don't care, don't know, and it's on you. This is on you. Folks, we thank you for joining us on this Tuesday morning on The Drive with AD, Raff, and Nick.
All right, everybody, it's been The Drive. Another great show. I wonder, AD, do you think Naya listens in Rome every day?
I highly doubt it.
Boo! We went on a listener in Rome.
Yeah,
what is the time difference?
7 hours ahead
7 hours.
right now.
Okay.
It's 7 hours ahead. So basically in Rome, it is 5:00 p.m.
Wow.
in Rome.
Oh, yeah.
Dinner time.
She's listening, no doubt.
5:00. She didn't listen when she was in Lincoln, let alone Rome.
All right, everybody. Have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.